Welcome to Mountaineer Talk with Jessica Waddell.
Hello, this is Mountaineer Talk with me, Jessica Waddell. And on today's show, we have James Marshall, who is an author and illustrator of children's books. Mr. Marshall, thank you for being here today to talk about being an author and illustrator and about your life.
Please, call me James. Mr. Marshall makes me feel old. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, Miss Waddell, for interviewing me. It really makes me feel appreciated.
Please, call me Jess. So, let's get started with the interview. Can you tell me and the audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you said, I am an author and an illustrator. My birthday is October 10th, 1942. I was born in San Antonio, Texas, to both of my parents. I am an only child. My father worked on the railroad, and he was also in a band. And then my mother sang in the local church choir. But being an author actually wasn't my first choice of a career. I studied music in college, but then I suffered nerve damage in my hand, so I had to quit, unfortunately. And then after college, I became a school teacher for a while, and then after that is when I decided to become an author.
I am so sorry about your nerve damage, I really am. Why did you actually decide to become an author illustrator?
That is actually a very interesting story. My friends at the time were encouraging me to pursue a hobby that I had, which was sketching. So I started sketching more and more. I actually started with newspaper articles, and then eventually I worked my way up to writing and illustrating books.
That is a good way to start writing books. So your full name is James Edward Marshall. Why do you sometimes write as Edward Marshall?
Well, you're right, that is my full name. Well, actually, Edward Marshall is just a pseudonym that I use. I like the idea of writing under Edward and illustrating under James, and I know that can get confusing, but you're right, I am both James Marshall and Edward Marshall.
It took me a while to figure out that Edward Marshall and James Marshall were the same person. What kind of genres do you write, and why do you write them?
Well, I write mostly fiction books, but I have also written some that are poetry and fairy tales. And I tend to like those genres because they are the ones that children mostly read, as opposed to nonfiction books, and I really enjoy writing for children.
So, there's a lot of authors, illustrators that give back to the community. What do you do to give back to the community that you live in?
Well, I really want to be a role model for children and someone that they can look up to, so I believe that the books that I write and illustrate are sort of my way of giving back to the community by providing children with fun stories that they can enjoy.
That's a good way. So, I saw that you book Goldilocks and the Three Bears won the Caldecott Medal for Honor in 1989. How did this make you feel?
To be honest, Jess, it was quite a surprise to me. I really never thought any of my books would ever get a medal, so I'm very honored that Goldilocks actually was given that award.
I actually love this book. I love the illustrations. I love the wording in it. So thank you for writing it. I did some research of my own before the interview, and I found that you were awarded the Laura Ingalls Wilder Medal for a substantial and lasting contribution for children's literature. Can you mention how this made you feel and when you found this out?
I'm not going to lie, I felt very emotional. I actually even shed some tears, and I'm not someone who cries very often, but I really love what I do. Writing and illustrating books for children is my passion, and I would not change it for anything. So I was extremely honored that they awarded me the Laura Ingalls Wilder Medal.
I'm not going to lie, I was happy that they awarded you the medal. Is there anything interesting about yourself that you would like to tell me and the audience here today?
That's a really good question. As I mentioned, I was born in Texas, and I did grow up on my family's farm, and I had a pretty fun childhood. And before becoming an author, I really had no artistic ability, which was interesting, but I did love to draw. And so I just kept drawing, and eventually I just got better at it over time.
So that is all we have time for today on Mountaineer Talk. And I want to thank James Marshall for being here and letting me interview him. And also, if you've never read Goldilocks and the Three Bears, please go out, buy it, rent it, get it from a library, and please read it. It's a really good book.
Thank you so much, Jess, for having me on your show and interviewing me.